2 days after Europe's longest summer day, we're back in Africa for the cold, wet and wintry Hout Bay Trail Challenge. The Hout Bay Challenge is an annual trail run that circumnavigates the mountains of the Hout Bay Valley. The race is usually a 40-kilometer race along the same route of narrow and steep single trail. However, this year was different as Hout Bay was set to host the SA Ultra Trail Running Championships, meaning there'd be a longer route of 68 kilometers. 2 nights before, the competitors met for a banquet dinner where they got to relax and socialize while the organizers gave a route and safety briefing. A cold and raining winter's morning on the 23rd of July saw some of the best of South Africa's trail running talent set off into the mountains of Hout Bay.
The amount of times within this week that people have said, "Are you ready?" I hear that far too many times. Or, "Are you excited?" is another one. You know, I was saying to someone, you never feel ready. You never feel like you've done enough hours because it's big, what we're going to be doing. I've been comparing it to races that I've done in the past. Compared to the Cape Town Ultra, which is 100 kilometers, I think this is going to be tougher. What's going to be different about this particular race is that there's a lot of areas that are not as well hiked. You know, when you run abroad, generally the Europeans in particular love hiking, and the paths are a lot smoother and they're more runnable, even though you're elevating and climbing a lot. That's the thing, is I think the concentration aspect of really staying on the game all the time. You might, in the entire day, have accumulatively an hour where you can just, you know, go for it. But other than that, you're going to be focused and working the entire time.
The weather and terrain seemingly conspired to make the already challenging 68 kilometers even more challenging, with sand dunes and beach crossings, rocky sections, and steep, slippery climbs and descents waiting en route for the runners. Taking control of the pace at the front of the race was SA trail stalwart AJ Kalitz. However, behind him were Eric Ngubane, Benny Rue, Nick De Beer, and Spaniard Pedro Calderon, setting up an exciting race.
It's a tough course, and if you do too much in the red zone early on, you're going to feel it in the end. But I think you've got to take it easy up all the way to the middle of leg 2. Once you're at the top of Landatno Ravine, I think from there you can start running. I think that's where the real guys are going to start coming through, and the guys that went out too hard are going to start fading. I think a couple of Joburg people have asked me to rate it for them. And I said between a scale of 1 and 10, it's a 10. It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. There's a lot of climbing and a lot of technical bits. Even the parts that you think you can run, they're technical. I think AJ, Ian Orshop, and Eric Ngubane, those are the three main boys. Those are the usual suspects. I think it's going to be a good race between us. Let's see what happens.
You keep on calling me out. You keep on calling.
Over the early technical climbs and descents, AJ uses his masterful technical skills to establish his lead, making the rest chase. In the ladies' race, Nicolette Griffioen found herself in front of a strong women's field, including Chantel Ninaba, Sue Don Washoe, and Danette Smith. the end, no one could catch AJ Kalitz, who conquered the weather and the mountains for an emphatic victory. In the women's section, Nicolette Huthioun came in first, followed by Chantel Ninaba and Sue Don Warshop.